Monday, the 2nd of February, 2026, and it's one of those updates that land without fireworks, but still makes you stop and take a breath. Oleksandr Zinchenko is leaving Arsenal, heading to Ajax on a permanent deal. No messy standoff, no weeks of rumors dragging on, just a straightforward move and a respectful parting of ways. The short version is this. His season-long loan at Nottingham Forest has ended early by mutual consent, which clears the runway for him to restart in the Netherlands. And honestly, it feels like one of those decisions where everyone involved is quietly thinking, yeah, this makes sense. When Zinchenko arrived from Manchester City in the summer of 2022, he didn't come in as a passenger. He came in with that serial winner edge, Champions League experience, and the kind of confidence that changes the temperature in a dressing room. You could tell straight away. He expected standards, and he expected the ball. Across 3 seasons, he racked up 91 appearances. That's not a footnote. That's a proper chunk of service. He was part of a title-winning season early on, and even when his role shifted later, the impression he left was never small. Zinchenko has always been presence. Sometimes that presence was calming, sometimes it was combustible, but it was always there. And stylistically, he was almost a living symbol of what Mikel Arteta has tried to build. Control, control, control. Zinchenko stepping inside from fullback into midfield, demanding it under pressure, taking responsibility for progression, trying to turn a chaotic match into something organized. When it clicked, it was brilliant to watch. Arsenal could pin teams back, recycle attacks, and suffocate games. But football is never only about the best-case scenario, is it? There were also nights when that same approach felt risky, when one loose touch or one mistimed pass made your stomach drop. Yet even then, you couldn't question his willingness to show for the ball. You couldn't accuse him of disappearing. Zinchenko played like someone who'd rather make a mistake trying to dominate than play it safe and hide. Zoom out further, and his career resume tells you why he carried himself that way. He broke records early in Ukraine, becoming the youngest goal scorer in his country's history at 19. He wore the armband young too, captaining at 24. He's built up a huge international career with 75 caps, and he's been recognized as Ukrainian Footballer of the Year. This wasn't a lightweight signing when Arsenal brought him in, and it didn't turn into a lightweight contribution either. So why does it end now? In the end, it's the familiar mix. Injuries that interrupt rhythm, and a team that evolves tactically until the space you once occupied isn't quite there anymore. Arsenal have changed. The squad has changed, and the demands of the role have changed. The loan at Forest never really felt like a final destination, more like a holding pattern while the next move took shape. And that's why Ajax feels like such a natural fit. If you're going to draw up a club for Zinchenko's strengths, you'd probably land somewhere that prioritizes intelligence in possession, bravery in positioning, and leadership in young squads. Amsterdam is a place where footballers are expected to think, to take the ball in uncomfortable areas, to play with purpose rather than panic. For a player like Zinchenko, it's not just a transfer, it's a reset button. So this is a part where it's worth saying thank you properly. Thank you for the title season. Thank you for the edge and the personality. Thank you for the shouts, the pointing, the constant demand for order. Thank you for the calm passing sequences that made Arsenal feel in control of big games. And yes, even thank you for the occasional heart-and-mouth moment, because that was part of the deal with a player who always tried to take responsibility. All the best to Alex Zinchenko and his family in this next chapter. It ends quietly, but it doesn't erase what he brought. Once a gunner, always a gunner.